Good morning. I believe it's the 8th already. Today's reading is finding your vision to focus on your life. Sometimes finding a vision is a lifelong challenge, and I actually have met so many people with teens who are having a really hard time understanding what it is they want to do with their lives. It actually brings them a lot of anxiety when I or an adult asks them, what do you want to be when you grow up? So I'm trying to think of a way to help my son find that vision early on because it makes school a lot easier and it keeps people off your back. In yoga, the Sanskrit word for drishti can be seen moving point of view or inner vision. It can also refer to the act of gazing at a focal point. And drishti will talk about finding an inanimate object that's not moving to focus on. And then if I follow a candle flame as my focal point, because it's slightly wavering, I think it's called trakya. Practicing drishti can be as simple as staring at the flickering flame of a candle during meditation, or choosing a spot on the wall to look at to help maintain your balance in a yoga pose. To focus means to steady ourselves, and right now we're talking about the physical and the mental. To direct our attention to concentrate. To do this, we have to reduce the distractions that surround us. Through drishti, we temporarily narrow the scope of our vision so that we can dive more deeply into one specific place or state of mind. We have temporarily put on blinders so that we can have a deepened experience of one thing rather than a broad experience of many things. So taking our focus all the way, making it tight. There's also a word we talk about in yoga, pratyahara, which is suspension of all the senses. And in this case, we're still using our vision. In pratyahara, we use that. I actually prefer to close my eyes. I find it easier to focus. In this way, we begin to direct not just our attention, but our lives. So can I make single-pointed focus? And I know myself and several people are super guilty of having too many focuses at once, multitasking, juggling. And I notice my child notices that if I'm not 100% focused on him. We always joke that I have to be on my phone, read a magazine, and watch a movie all at the same time. So today's class is going to be a little gentle. I haven't had any coffee yet. We'll see what that looks like. I would say most of you respond that you like quiet, calm, contemplative classes. A few of you want to get some energy going. So I am going to try to mix it up a little later this week. I would like to try to do, maybe start with some sun salutations. That's the Shivananda way of practicing yoga. I think we'll continue the 2-minute plank, totally optional, no stress. Hey, there's no peer pressure, there's no one around you. So we're going to come onto our mat, sitting in seated Sukhasana, and let's do 5 breath rounds. So maybe we'll do 5 breath rounds without me directing you. So maybe you breathe in and out through your mouth first thing in the morning. I'm congested, so I'm noticing that's changing my breath. And then we'll do 5 with our eyes closed. So maybe we'll start drishti, staring at one thing, and eyes open, breathing, and then we'll do 5 breath rounds, eyes closed, pratyahara, suspension of senses. So let your eyes focus on one thing, staring at it. I'm not going to give you any cues on sitting up nice, and maybe you're going to breathe in and out through the nose or the mouth. Breath 1. Breath 2. Breath 3. Breath 4. And breath 5. Okay. Mentally shake it out. Now I'm going to do it a little more guided. Hands on your knees, turning energy down, or palms open to get more energy this morning. Sitting back slightly, just enough so you can feel the belly engage. The back needs to start focusing, being erect, not slouching. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Pause and exhale through the mouth. Through the nose. Inhale 2 through the nose. Pause and exhale through the nose. Notice any signs of tweaks of discomfort in your body. Inhale 3. Pause and exhale through the nose. And inhale 4, pause, and exhale through the nose. Once more, inhale 5, and exhale through the nose. I'm going to do 5 more breath rounds without me guiding anything. Keep the eyes closed. Sitting up nice and straight, but maybe soften a little, not so army rigid. Last breath round, gently blink your eyes. Let's turn and lower our back slowly, mindfully onto the mat. Laying the spine down without making any other adjustments. Feel the gravity taking the weight of your hips and tailbone to the floor. And with it, hopefully lowering the lower back to the floor. Instinctively, my rib cage, heart, the place behind my heart, my chest, my arms are heavy. And as the weight of my arms rounds down, they root down, my chest wants to rise. And as I exhale, the back body comes back to the floor. Inhale, chest to the sky. And I want you to feel this wave you're creating up and down the spine, from tail to crown. Some would say it's a wave going up the chakras. We're not going to talk about that. Please let me know if you want more philosophy, more chakra information this week. Continue that wave. Inhale, chest rises. We create space behind the heart. And as you exhale, lower back lowers, grounding, cat. Let's gently rock our knees side to side without walking the legs wide. And seeing how the hips feel today, first thing on a Monday morning. How far can you go over without widening and without lifting any of the shoulders off the floor? Now, if I want it to be a more distinct stretch, I'm going to heel toe my feet as wide as the mat and let the knees fall wide to the left and then wide to the right. And again, I want to keep the shoulder girdle down. The arms are wide to a T down. My nails are pressing into the floor. So the upper half of my body is rooted. The lower half of my body is what I'm exploring. Next time the knees fall to the left, let's come back to that stretch we usually do. And I'm just going to notice, what's my baseline? Well, this is super tight on my right hip. So gravity wants to take that right knee down, but it's not going very far. And that's okay. And then knees to the right. Release. Take a moment, feel what's happening in that left hip. How's the left thigh? What's your baseline? Use this time for the body to be heavy and the breath to be effortlessly flowing in and out of the body. Once more to the left. Now in this case, again, you can use gravity, or a way we used to do is we would take the left foot blade, oh, I don't like it, onto the right knee. Well, I can feel right away this is a hip issue, so I'm going to get rid of that foot. I don't want to hurt my knee. And then back upright. And then last time to the right, first choosing relax, that's just gravity, or take the blade of the right foot, gently guiding that knee to the earth. Oh. And then release, and then just for something different, feet are as wide as the mat, knees lean towards each other in the center, my thighs line up almost like I'm doing up a zipper, internal rotation of the hips. And what's interesting is I can feel my right hip is way tighter than my left, which is odd in my body. It's the opposite of my normal. Arms are wide, palms are spread, anchor the nails, and deeply breathe in and out through the nose. Just experience the tugging and resistance inside your physical form. And then the opposite, we're going to bring the soles of our feet together. Knees fall out to the side. Oh my. I think I was going to do something else today, but we're doing hips again. I've heard a lot of people explaining they really want more hips to be done. We've had a couple new friends join us online. Welcome to the yoga class. This is definitely a gentle practice with a little mix of information, physical form, community. It's not Ashtanga, it's not hardcore. It's this connective piece. Think of it as a quilt, a little bit of this and that, what all the different yoga communities would bring together into one. To keep us connected during this time when we can't be in a physical, actual building. And then I'm going to close my legs again. Let's keep left knee up and walk right foot out only and try to internally rotate. So I'm going to drop my right knee in. Oh my. So I'm not going very far on this. It's killing my hip, my knee, my ankle. I want you to notice the interconnectedness between those three places, ankle, knee, hip, so that if one is tight, they're most likely all tight. It's almost impossible to isolate one of those parts. Oh, and back to normal. Right knee up and down. Bring that right knee in alignment with the right hip. Left knee, I'm going to walk the left foot out and internally rotate that left hip. Dropping the left knee towards the earth. And then back to center, knees to chest, circle, side to side. I'm going to take my right leg in tight, left foot slide straight. And just take a pause here, using gravity and the weight of your hands to gently pull that right thigh in, single leg wind relieving pose. Pointing the left toes. Option to take left hand to right knee, take it over, single leg spinal twist. Oh yeah. Back to center. Thighs to chest, little boat. Left leg in tight, right leg extends. I've heard some great feedback how some of you Secret Santa Pen Pal people are contacting each other. That warms my heart. And I love the appreciation I'm hearing of the things that people are doing for each other. They don't have to cost a lot, they don't have to be a lot of effort. Just to notice that I see you even if we're not able to be together in Sangha or community. Right hand takes left knee over, single leg spinal twist. Now I've had a lot of different people say that they're giving each other plants. I've even received a lot of plants from some of you who aren't my Secret Service pen pal friend. That might be something we can continue during the whole growing season. If you have any extras you'd like to pass along, or a cutting. I've had some people give fresh flowers cut out of their garden. What's nice is it's sharing a piece of our own community, giving it to another person within the community, and it doesn't have to cost you anything. Oh. Back to center, thighs to chest, little boat or circles. So if you're interested, quite a few farmers markets have reopened. I think there is even a York Region Farmers Market website, and I think there's also a York Region Farms website if you want to have a CSA or a farm share. Hands on your knees, open the knees wide, or go to York Region, it's under yorkregion.ca, and get the Good Food Box. It's twice a month right now. It's like a mini farm share, $15. You can order them online. You can gift them to other people. I donated a couple too. I just said, you know what, give some to someone who doesn't have the money to have this fresh produce. And it's kind of fun just seeing what's in there. I noticed they're starting to make each box different. So the first, I gotta order the next one, will be different than the first one. Oh, and then let's come into Happy Baby or set up for Happy Baby. Hands behind the thighs. And I think I may have mentioned I'm helping redecorate the aged staff cabins at Trails. So if you have any couches, twin beds, furniture, decorations, anything you don't want, I might be doing a vintage camp theme. So anything that you can't use anymore, I will come take it off your hands, and then you don't have to take it to the Salvation Army. And by the way, the Salvation Army and the mission are back open again for receiving donations. Soles of the feet together, hands bind. Feet to the mat, soles together, arms wide, reclined cobbler. We're going to close our legs, thighs to chest once more, feet in the air this time. And let's take 5 breaths, basically doing legs up the wall. So maybe your arms are to a T, point and flex, roll out the ankles, fan your toes. Legs fall wide. I received 4 kittens that I'm fostering on Friday night. So I think it's called Michelle's Kitten Rescue. They're a group out of Oak Ridges. They're all home based. They're on Facebook. Contact me and I'll give you the information if you are in the market to adopt a kitten. There are so many kittens that have been rescued the last few weeks from strange situations. I won't get into details, but they're all really, really lovely. They've had a lot of different experiences. I'm encouraging lots of different children to touch them and experiencing them so they have a good personality. And I think it's $175. That includes all the vetting up until getting fixed. And then close your legs, thighs to chest, little boat. And then just as a quickie, let's do our shoelace, knees to chest, left over right. Line up the thighs, pull them in. Option to walk your hands further down, making it a little more intense. And then switch, shake it out. Right over left, line it up, pull it in. Option to go a little wider. And then release, shake it out. Roll onto your side and take a breath in fetal position. And then slowly come upright. Okay, before we get too tired, let's do, first we'll do an extended child's pose. We want to do the wide leg variation because I want you to be able to stretch those hips. So I bring my toes together, but walk my knees wide. In my case, I like them on each side of the mat, but maybe in some bodies they don't go that wide. I'm going to attempt to bring my chest and forehead to the floor. Everyone's going to do a different version. Some of us might be on our forearms or stacked fists. In each case, as I exhale, I imagine the weight of my heart or my chest coming to the earth. And then coming up to tabletop, we're going to do some for cat-cows. So palms under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Breathe in, look up. There's our first cow. Engage the core, tail tucks, make your spine into that nice cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And 2 more rounds. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Once more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And guess what? Let's get ready to do our plank. Totally optional. From here, I'm going to step back left foot, then right. Shift my shoulders over my wrists. Head looks at the top of the mat in line with my spine. Let's do it. Again, this is no coffee, guys. This is a little gift for you. I hope you're laughing. We had a great turnout at the Black Lives Matter Aurora Peaceful Walk yesterday. Over 1,000 people came. We were socially distanced. We had masks on. I was really, really impressed. It was all organized by young people, a lot of them teenagers, and lots of families and children. The mayor was very supportive. It was a whole concert and everything afterwards, but I couldn't stay for that. There was hand sanitizer given out every stage of the way. It was super clean and super respectful. And every person that drove by was honking and so positive. It was a really nice reception of it. We're almost at a minute. You can do it. Keep pressing the floor away. Keep breathing. Oh, there's a minute. We can do one more, let's do it. This is for you, Fern. And Fern fostered a little Yorkie yesterday from a homeless woman in a shelter. She did it on Saturday. I'm really proud of her and her daughter stepping forward to do that. The not judging kind of solved 2 issues. Really good for her family to have that experience of having a young dog without having to fully commit yet, but also helping someone in a situation. I have lots of opportunities of fostering if you're ever curious. 30 more seconds, we can do it. Now, as I'm starting to get a little tired here, I want to engage my core, clench your belly in, push the floor away, breathe more deeply in and out through the nose. That's your superpower. Oh, we can do it. 5 more seconds, guys. You're doing a good job. Hopefully you're super warmed up. Oh, knees down, extend child's pose. Hey, that should have gotten easier by now, but it hasn't really. But I've had great response from most of you, how good your bodies feel from being able to do that, and how much stronger you feel in your arms and your upper body. Okay, let's do some sun salutations. You're going to tuck your toes, walk towards the top of your mat. Knees are bent, let your head go. And maybe you're going to stay still and give yourself a hug or swaying, whichever feels better for you. And then arms to the side, rise up, reach up, oh, pass that beach ball behind you, and then pass it to the left, center, and then pass it to the right. Wide arm swan dive. Half back, fold, plant, knees, lower your heart between your hands, 2 breaths, sleeping cobra. And then pick up your head, staring forward, baby cobra. Tuck your toes, press back dog. Pedaling that first dog. Now we're going to do happy dog, both rounds. High on your tiptoes, right foot in the air, 3-legged dog. I can feel a nice stretch in the left leg. Bend your knee, flex your foot, open and stack your hip, and maybe look up under your right bicep at the ceiling. Back to centered, squared off hip. Step through, fold, rise, heart center. Can you tell the coffee hasn't kicked in? Inhale up, exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant, come onto your knees, hard to the floor. 2 breaths, sleeping cobra. Pick up your head, baby cobra. Press back dog. Pedaling your dog. I'm high on my tiptoes. Press the floor away, so imagine the chest coming towards the thigh. 1 nice line on the back and front of the body. Left foot in the air, 3-legged dog. Bend your knees as if you're kicking your heel into your bum. Open and stack the hips, look under the ceiling. Look at the ceiling under the left bicep, happy dog. Step through, feet fold, arms, heart center. I forgot the lunges on both those. We're going to do that round again. But I feel like happy dog lends itself to a high lunge. It feels odd to do low lunge. So inhaling up, exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant, knees, lower your heart. Sleeping cobra. Pick up your head, baby cobra. Some of you may come into up dog, down dog. Right foot in the air, 3-legged dog. Bend your knee, open and stack, happy dog. Come back to square hip, step through high lunge. Find your footing. There's our single pointed focus. Maybe you're staring at something. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. 1 last round. Inhaling up, exhale, fold. If you love it, you can do 5 more rounds. Pause me up. Fold, plant, knees, lower your heart. Sleeping cobra, 2 breaths. Pick up your head, baby cobra. Press back, downward dog. Pedal your dog. Left foot in the air, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, open and step, happy dog. Come back, square hips, step through, high lunge. Find your footing, rise. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. Guess what? That's it. Those are our sun salutations. But if I wasn't worried about the time, because someone is coming to use this studio soon, I would do 3 more rounds. This is how I'm feeling. So a quick way to help my hips squat. We don't do it a lot on this video. I might come to a comfortable squat, or start to drop down to regular squat, or widen. Some of you might be sitting on that apple juice can or blocks, coming into regular squat. It feels really good, actually. So from here, let's come back up again. My feet naturally point out in my female pelvis. I might take this into a wide leg forward fold. So maybe you're touching pillows underneath your shoulders or your juice cans. I didn't warn you. And I'm just gonna rock back and forth. This is a really nice feeling to help open my back, my lower back and hips so they're connected. I like to lean as far back into my heels as I can while lift my toes. So it's partially balanced, partially hips. And then I'm gonna lean forward onto the ball of my foot, let my heels lift. I'm helping find my center of gravity. I'm actually doing this to help open my hips today. And so I'm just shifting my trust and my weight back, forward, back, forward. Oh. Now, when I'm coming back to center, I can stay here and come into half back and then fold. Half back, look forward, and then fold. When I do the fold, some of you are going to get your elbows to the floor and look down. Some of you are going to look behind you. Half back and fold. Option to try to grab your ankles. There's an even more intense version. And then we're going to inchworm it back in. How about we come back to that later this week? More hips. This is just gentle. Let's do our mermaid. So I'm sitting on my bottom, knees are in front of me, hip width apart, not even hip width. I'm gonna pivot both feet to the left and release. Gentle mermaid. Find a way to sit up. As soon as my body's resisting the sitting up, it's because this knee and hip are tight. So I'm gonna go with that, I don't wanna hurt anything. Tent my fingers, we did this one last week, and press into a squared off body. I can feel myself. So if my legs are to the left, I'm trying to press upright and I can feel that resistance on the left side of my body. So let's go with that. Let's actually purposely let the hip come up and then bring it back down. Let the hip come up and bring it back down. I'm gonna go even bigger with this. So you can keep this gentle. Bring it down, let it relax. Bring it down, let it up. Next level, I'm gonna go further. I'm gonna come up on my right knee. Lift up fully and start to reach. There's the Pete Townsend stretch. So I can either have diagonal, up, or all the way back down and make it circular. Up, round, down. Up, round, down. This is great for your pec, your shoulder. Hey Jane, this is good for you. Oh. I'm gonna keep doing this. Offering this hip across the room. Arm is either arc, flexed, open, or make the circle. And I feel like I could do this forever. What a beautiful opening. Oh. And then back down. Release. Roll out the ankles in front of you. You're in Dandasana staff pose. Legs to the right. We're not gonna do a lot. Left hand's down. So I'm gonna let my hip come up and press it back down, squared off. Maybe even do this in front of a mirror. Let your hip lift up and then press it down, squared off. I'm gonna let it come up. Oh, I can feel that, so maybe I'll give it a massage. Press it down, squared off. A couple more times, up. And that pressing down, trying to ground or root down this right sits bone to the mat is where the hip stretch comes from. Now I'm gonna add the piece We're going to left foot palm is flat, right arm up, and come back down. Up, lift up that right hip, and come back down. Hopefully I'm making sense. Up, and I'm starting to press that hip across the room. There's my stretch, and come back down. Now I'm going to add the arm up, so I'm on an angle, and back down. Up, sweep the arm up, look up, oh, and come back down. Okay, you can continue with that. Next level, I'm going to add the arm, Pete Townsend, round and down, up and down. I was never a Pete Townsend fan, but I think he used to mock his guitar work. Up. Oh, that feels amazing, exploring my pec, my shoulders. Oh, and there are parts of yoga, especially if we were doing a vinyasa or a flow, where it actually looks like a modern dance production. It can be very beautiful. There is a form of yoga called Naya, N-I-A, that is supposedly dance, yoga, martial arts, all together with belt system, colored belt system, just like karate. Oh, and then come back down. Back to Dandasana, staff pose, and shake it out. We'll do one more thing to help our hips, and then we will wrap up our class. So, because it's Monday, I don't want to torture you. Let's start to roll at our ankles. Remember that connection between ankle, knee, hip? So maybe if we focus on our ankles, you can start to open up the looseness that's up here, but starts my ankles. So I'm going to roll at my ankles. Let's see. You can't see them if I go way back. So I'm going to roll at the ankles, point and flex. Finally a little bit wider, and same thing. Roll, point and flex. And last piece, totally optional. You can stay upright and not go any further, or you can start to slide forward and come back up. Slide forward and come back up. Very gentle. I don't know about you, but a lot of time, whatever we do on weekends tightens the hips. So last piece, you can forward fold and make that into a yin pose. You could set a timer and go 5 to 15 minutes. I don't think you're going to want to do that on Monday. And, oh, I love this one. It's kind of simple. The front card is very simple. I release the need to control my life. And if Corona has taught us anything, it is that we are out of control of what's happened to our physical body and our physical world. When you control what most causes you the most pain, what you control the most causes you the most pain. I don't know if I agree with that. Breathe in, breathe out, and let go of trying to control your life. Breathe in, breathe out, let go of controlling your life. That piece I appreciate. What if I don't have any pain in my life? Thank you so much for your effort. I hope you have a beautiful Monday afternoon. Good in me sees the good in you. Namaste.